So I think we can start. Okay, we can start. Let's go. This is the 6th of November 2025, and I've been awake since 4 a.m. again. It's been, I think, 5 days consistently that I've been awake since 4 a.m. and I've worked pretty well. Yesterday, I shared that I just need to do more and that I am not doing more and that I'm working on it. But at the night, I worked a lot on my scripts, right? I realized that my scripts were just not working and I needed to do better storytelling and better hooks. So I put some time into Perplexity and all the storytelling hooks and also an Instagram page that I follow very consistently and found that you just have to dumb your content down. Like you can't speak in Huberman language and expect that everyone gets it. Now, obviously, Huberman has built his audience in a way that people would love to listen to him, even if they are not that intellectual. But I guess since they're following Huberman, they expect very heavy words and good vocabulary. Even though I have a good vocabulary, I would try this thing of just dumbing down my content a bit. Not in its quality, but just in its presentation. Rather than using big sentences, I would break that down into three different sentences or two different sentences and make it more digestible. This is something I relate to via LinkedIn as well. One of my close friends, I'll call him my brother at this point, he does LinkedIn very consistently. And one of the advices he gave me was your content, the written copy, right? Copywriting. My usual style is that I am very it's very hard to understand my copy for a normal person, especially here. English is not the go-to language for everyone, and even if they know it, I might write something that is a bit too hard to understand, and it is evident in the amount of reach and amount of engagement I got on LinkedIn, which was pretty terrible, right? So let's try and dumb it down, right? Let's try and not put complex ideas in complex ways, rather put complex ideas in simple ways. And this like just got an idea. The reason I'm making such videos is because I just want to get better at talking to the camera and also talking in a free flow manner, right? So I just got an idea that if you don't understand your own stuff, then how can you even explain it in simpler terms, right? So maybe, just maybe, that I don't understand what I exactly am doing or speaking or talking about, and that's why I use heavy words. That could be the case, right? There's a difference between doubting yourself and criticizing yourself. Doubting yourself has a factor of fear and you could say anxiety associated with it. But the otherwise, right, you are just very hard on yourself, right? You criticize yourself because you know you can do more and you know you should do more, and that's why you criticize yourself. I'm the best because I believe I'm the best. So I must be best at everything I do. If I don't, then why the fuck am I doing it? Right. So that could be one of the cases that I'm just not that well versed in what I'm trying to create here, which is quite true, right? It's something not it's not something that I've done for like years now, This personal branding thing. I've been doing it for maybe 8 months at this point. Started in month three, which is March. Now it is month 11. So yeah, maybe 8 months. Let me just yeah, I just now I'm visible even more, even if I come a bit closer. Yeah, okay. So I've been doing this since March of 2025, and now it is, as I said, 6th of November 2025. So 8 months approx, out of which, let's say, four were just terrible because I didn't really work that well. I was on and off a lot, especially during the summer break. I think May was decent. June, I think I was off completely. July, I was kind of back because I was going through some stuff. June, July, and then August, I was doing pretty well. September, I completely stopped, I think. And October, I came back. Yeah. So that was kind of like the timeline I went through when it comes to this journey. And I've tried it on 3 to 4 different platforms right now. First is obviously LinkedIn, where I originally started. Then I did it for some months. Then I stopped. As I said, that I need to get back there. Right. Not now. It is not my focus right now. I need to grow on this platform first, which is Instagram and YouTube. And then I'll think of LinkedIn because my main audience is not exactly on LinkedIn, it's on Instagram. And that's where I want to create a base not only of clients but also of audience. I might go into LinkedIn, but I think going into LinkedIn, I have two choices, right? I can write those relatable fucking, I saw a dog today, then my heart warmed, and then I didn't feel the cold, and whatever fuck they write, right? So I can write that content on LinkedIn, and it might get engagement, and people might praise me, but I don't think I'll create connections there in that manner. So if I really want to create something on LinkedIn, I would rather do it after I've done some work in this sort of things and then show that work as testimonials or that or as credibility or as proof that yeah, I'm someone and you need to listen to me, right? So LinkedIn is not my focus right now, but YouTube and Instagram are definitely my focus because it is, I think, the best distribution platforms right now. YouTube, you have long form content. You can really make a lot of money when it comes to long form content. Obviously, an aspect of it is making money. You are not just doing things for the sake of doing things, but Instagram is a different story. Instagram doesn't pay you directly. It pays you through sponsorships, or it just gives you such a big platform to gain attention from someone or of someone, I should say, in the like first 3 to 5 to maybe even 10 seconds, and then maybe even convert that client for thousands of dollars. So you made one video, and then you converted multiple clients, and now you're gaining multiple thousands of dollars, right? So that's the game of Instagram. YouTube is different. YouTube works based on different things, you know. But yeah, it's quite the quite the spectrum we have going here. I'm not going on threads. Threads, I think, is pretty bullshit. Yeah, people have success stories everywhere, dude, right? People have success stories on fucking Reddit or some shit, right? But it's like, why dive into a sea you just don't want to swim in, right? I think it's a pretty terrible place to go, threads, right now at least. And been like that for like the last 1 year. I have kind of explored it. Just ended up deleting it. I thought it was pretty boring and very less engaging. So I just like, fuck it, I'm not doing it. Facebook obviously never even thought about it. TikTok doesn't work here in India. So we have very few platforms to actually create something on. And out of them, Instagram and YouTube are the top two. Maybe LinkedIn is top three, maybe top four. I don't know. Right. These are like the top two, and these are the ones that I feel are worth it. So what are the next steps? Like what am I thinking next? Improve my scripts. Obviously, you can't improve your scripts overnight, right? I to write myself, understand psychology of the readers and the dumbness of reader, I would say, right? It's actually not dumbness. I think people just want content that they can listen to without thinking too much, right? Like they want to listen to a sentence and not think about it more than twice, maybe not even twice. It should be like, I am drinking water, not I took I don't know, fucking ripped out a faucet and put it in my ass, something like that, right? Like it just have to be very straightforward in your delivery, not because your audience is exactly dumb, but because they just are not here for, stressing out their brains. They are here for the other side of things, that is relaxing their brains. So if you think like that, then I think you can really change your scripts. I just got another idea again. This is why I'm doing this. You can call this as a brainstorming session, right? I thought there was a pop up on my screen, but not. You can call this as a brainstorming session because you get a lot of ideas when you're speaking so free flow and you're speaking to the camera. So like my focus point is the lens of my camera right now, and I'm getting a lot of ideas. So the idea that I got right now was that you can write a script, you can write it out completely, and then you edit every single line. So like you have, let's say, 8 lines of script. I have my notebook here by any chance. These are obviously old scripts, so not the finest, not that old, like maybe 1 week old, but not the ones that I've started on Notion right now. So let's get a one of these, right? So whatever lines, maybe these are like 15 lines of script. Let me see this, right? They're like 15 lines of script, maybe, right? So you can just divide this 15 lines. Like I've written all this, right? Let's say this is a Notion document. Let's assume it's a Notion document, and then I've written my raw idea there, right? The things that are coming to my mind as I write, and then I take every single line and change it to make it more digestible. I think that is the secret to making viral storytelling scripts because you're literally optimizing almost every line, right? And then you realize that what lines are just filler lines. You don't really need them. Rather than saying uh, absolutely exactly something like just don't add extra verbs to it. I think adjectives, sorry. Don't add extra adjectives or adverbs to things. Just write it as it is. Don't write maybe, so good. Maybe write just good or much good. No, just good. Right? Just write it in a very short way. Don't extend the sentences for more than, let's say, 8 words max. I'm like thinking about the limit right now, which is, I think, eight words. Maybe it can be three, maybe it can be four. Who knows? Depends on your content, right? So I think that is the way. Like you should have a, you could say, framework or like a blueprint, a direction to think in when it comes to editing all those lines. Like, okay, I've stated it in X, but I always need it in Y, right? So you could have stated it in, I don't know, fucking Z, but you always need it in Y. So I think the Y is what is required. Y is the actual framework, the blueprint that is required to make any line digestible and any script well performing, right? So I think that is where I'm getting at right now, which is improving my scripts. That is the first thing. Second is I've also worked some amount on the sound design. Used some sound design in the video I edited this morning, and it looks pretty good. Right, the video I edited this morning looks pretty good. Let's see how it turns out. Yesterday's video flopped phenomenally. I think it got like 300 views. Yes, I believe the lowest I've got in like the last 20 days, maybe ever. Like all of the videos I posted, I think that was the lowest, which is quite terrible because I thought it was a good idea, but maybe I'm just not getting the reach now. That's fine. Again, I'm not doing enough, so I need to do more to force the algorithm to promote my video more. Right. So sound design is being worked on. Not crazy sound design like fucking drone shots or some shit. No, just normal whooshes, normal sweeps, normal pop sounds, risers and stuff like that. And definitely not using those stupid, trendy risers like chee. No, fuck off, dude. I'm not doing that. That is a testament that your content is not good and you just need some fucking viral riser to, even hook the viewer. So just always been against that. Never gonna use that. I might use some other type of risers, but not in the like fucking start or some shit. Right. So use some of those risers. Next step could be color grading, but I believe that I'm pretty like my hands are tied behind the back when it comes to color grading because there are a lot of things I can't control. For color grading to be good, your footage, original footage should have good quality and should be, you could say, color gradable enough, right? So I can't control the lighting. I rely on natural light. I'm quite surprised I'm getting decent light right now. Good shit, man. Right? Because literally no light is coming my room directly. The sunlight is not entering my room directly. But hey, I think it's pretty good light I can see here. Right? And phone's not the best when it comes to camera. It says 108 megapixels, but it's not even like fucking 40 when it comes to modern day good phones, right? So that is probably going to be the first investment I make. Just buy a new fucking phone. No, you don't need a camera. You don't need like fucking big ass gear or some shit. You just need. I have my mic. It's very good mic, right? I don't need to replace it for a lot of time actually. So I think that is the first investment I will make, which is get a good camera. My camera and get a good phone. Obviously, I'm running out of storage as well, so good phone will be, helpful in both the ways. That is the third thing, which is color grading. Fourth, hmm, I think the next stage could be more CTAs and more testimonial based reels. Not in a way that I did this, follow me. No, fuck off. I'm just like before, after maybe, or just showing that I'm pioneer in this niche of personal branding once I become that. Right? So establishing yourself as, or I should say, positioning yourself as a person who is worth listening to. That could be the fourth step. Obviously, for that, we need to get the first three steps right and do it so many times. Literally, so many times. fastest way to get good at anything is to just do it so many times that it becomes second nature to you, right? So since sound design and color grading is not my second nature, I just have to do it. Like text typography has become or is slowly becoming entering that zone of being second nature. I can literally understand what type of typography would look good here, what type of fonts would look good here. Like the more I did it, I've been doing it every video right now, right? And it just becomes easier every single time. So, well, if I can do typography, which I hated to be honest, like After Effects when I was doing edits, not editing, edits back in the day, I hated typography. I was like, that was the last thing I wanted to do, and that was the last thing I did. But it was so half-assed every single time because I hated it that I think like your typography is in the start, right? It's kind of like your hook. It shows the quality of a video, and when you half-ass it, people don't watch it. And that's what happened kind of with my first channel and led to its downfall. I would say never, it was never really on upfall. But yeah, that's something I have fixed quite a lot. Next is obviously sound design. Sound design, I need, let's say, maybe 5 or 6 sound SFX more, not more. I have like 5 now. I kind of need 5 more. I don't think I have like an impact sound effect and some other good ones which I believe could work well with my content. So let's say 10 SFX that I always use. Like out of those 10, I would not even look for like 9 out of 10 videos. So it just streamlines the process a lot. And for color grading, might have to make a default adjustment layer, but again, with the camera, it's just like everything changes every half an hour. Lighting changes every half an hour. Like the focus of my camera changes every now and then. So no two footage are really that similar for me to actually color grade into a single preset, right? So we'll have to think about it because I keep changing my clothes as well. I don't, even if I'm recording everything on the same day, I would change my clothes every 3 videos or something like that, right? Just so that there is not a monotonous, you could say, clothing on me, and it looks a bit different, even though it is shot in a very, streamlined and a very sequential process in a span of continuous 6 to 7, maybe even 8 hours, right? So that is color grading, the top 3 things that I need to work on right now, very much when it comes to the editing side of this, like post-production, pre-production, which is the scripts, the hooks, basically your content writing, not your copywriting exactly. There's a difference. Content writing and copywriting are kind of different. So have to work on that as well. So I think I'll leave it there. It's been almost 18 minutes now. It will be in 10 seconds. So I'll leave it there. Hopefully this was something enjoyable to listen to if you are just listening on the side or even watch. Even though I've been pretty stationary in this one place, but I think it was worth it and it was good. I like looking at the camera. So yeah, thank you for watching. My name is Prajwal Pawar. I'm creating my personal brand called PRX. Currently, I am on day 36 of 180 of trying to achieve my 10-year plan in 6 months. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want it more than you.